Hot gamers, it's another Monday. Let's have a blast. Woo! I'm Sean Plott.
Yay! And
Woo!
I'm Lee popping out my screen grainer.
And I'm Sean Bouchard.
Welcome back to Mostly
All right, it's
Walking,
popped.
one of the finest shows that humanity has created that AI only dreams of being able to achieve, and it never will. We're happy to have you here on this lovely Monday as we're continuing the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. And Lee, I want to just begin by asking how much of the last episode did you watch / recall? Because I know you just had a lot of stuff going on. And my sort of ideal is that you've seen nothing and just improv what you think happened in the last episode. That's maybe my
It's
idea.
on my to-do list, Sean. It's on my to-do list. But I could tell you what I think happened, what I bet happened. I could tell you what I think probably happened.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Is Arnold's shoulder arrived, and he was late because he was necking with Bob Elbow, and you all get on a train and you go to the Barrow and you start excavating.
This is
What that looks
remarkably
like
accurate.
is
Yeah.
a series of it's a concentric rings, and you have to fight your way through them. So within each ring you're finding gems and jewels, which you use to parlay and barter with the what they're called, the hold on.
God, the anticipation is building so
One
much.
second. One second. Siri? Hey Siri? Stop. Sorry, Siri was just repeating back to me everything I had just said.
That's pretty amazing thing for Siri to do. I'm in.
That's incredible. Oh my God. Yeah.
Siri. I had an experience a couple weeks ago where Siri interrupted me in the middle of a conversation, and I said, I believe I said, if I can remember this accurately and quote myself, Siri, never say anything again. And Siri got real melancholy.
That's incredible. Oh my God.
Shit. I can alert you to really quick to two favorite Siri voices. One of them, if you haven't tried it, is the Irish men's voice, because it sounds exactly like, what's his name, Roy from the IT crowd.
Okay.
Perfect.
Which is wonderful. Yeah, and then the other one is, there's a non-binary Siri voice. I think it's Siri 5. And
nice. Now, is
yeah,
that the name of the voice?
It's very
5? Because numbers are deeply non-binary.
Yeah, Siris just have numbers.
You get
true.
it? Yeah, I thought it was
It's
pretty
true.
good.
But I was like
Yeah.
listening, and like my Gendar was going off, because it's like, this sounds like T voice, like somebody with T voice, and it's like, yep.
Amazing.
So that's pretty tight.
Well, let me just say that, like, your ability to just produce what happened is incredibly accurate. So,
Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to try to give as
That's
accurate
wonderful.
a rendition of what happened, and then we're going to go right into the game, because I
I wanna hear
need
it.
to know what happened. So,
Okay.
so we wake up and we made our way to Leonard Shoulder's house. That's where we left off
We did do that,
episodes
yeah.
ago. No one was there. So we start wandering around, and it was very King's Quest 1 in that there were a bunch of scenes connected together. We start wandering around. We start to explore and discover that there's some children who do know where Hobbs Barrow is. We know all manner of puzzles that need to be solved in order to get the child to tell us, because her brother was mad, so we had to like figure out how to get the doll back from the brother to give to the girl and all this stuff. And then we got to meet some more people. We got to do some very light solutioning. And basically, what we have learned is that there is kind of an increasingly ominous big bad in the background. There is this mysterious Duke Lord Turkey who
Did you say Duke Lord Turkey?
Yes, I did. Turkey is my current favorite pejorative. If it can be called such.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was like, well, because remember that thing that I sent you on Twitter where it was the Lord. What was it? The fuck. I'm gonna look that up. Could you please vamp while I look that up?
Oh, of course.
I think it's worth.
I don't even need a vamp. I'll just tell you what happened. So yeah, there's some lord who effectively buys a lot of the farm crops from the nearby farmers, does a lot of generous giving, buying everyone drinks, and ordering various people about. Clearly, a lot of the economy is centered around this lord. But we don't know what happens on his property because if anyone comes nearby, he shoots, and he shoots to kill.
He does. That's true. He does shoot at them. Yeah.
So everyone in Beulah
shoots to kill.
Everyone in Beulah is like, don't ask about Hob's Barrow. Do not go anywhere near this guy, and don't ask because he's good for us. And everyone clearly hates the train, although we did meet one guy who's super obsessed with trains in the town, and we stole from that man. So we used our collection of tools to find a path to a farmhouse where there was a gentleman who says, yes, Hob's Barrow is on my land. And my brother tried to excavate it many years ago, and he went insane. Yeah. And
whoa!
So
he's like, this barrow.
Yeah. So we said to ourselves, well, we have to see it. And he's like, all right, there it is. And so we actually ended last episode at Hob's Barrow.
Yeah, so we did reach the Barrow, and I'm almost certain that Sean saved the game as like, we did it, we're done.
That's nice.
Yeah, we beat the game.
I can give you that update now. I can give you the update that the Lord reminded me of, which is this is from the totally normal island of England, and the update is Air Chief Marshal the Lord Peach has been appointed to carry the Sword of Mercy. Hashtag coronation.
The Sword of Mercy.
And
oh my god.
My favorite was that somebody shared that in their comment. A comment on it was this. I'm pretty sure this is a Destiny 2 raid mechanic.
Yep, that sounds right.
So good.
The Lord Peach.
Sean, before we get deep into this, do you mind if I just real quick plug Ludonaricon, which is coming up this week? I think it starts on Thursday.
That is such a Sean Bouchard plug. That's incredible.
I know. It's happening on Steam, and like I said, I think it starts on Thursday. I'm going to be doing a stream for it for a couple of hours, along with the folks from Astronaut the Best. I have no idea when that is going to air. I'll put it up on Twitter when I find out, but it's going to be sometime this weekend, I think. So Ludonaricon happening. Like, check it out. I'm going to go spend some time on Ludonaricon.
You were saying, Sean, that AI could not replicate our show, but what Sean Bouchard just said is that there's Ludonaricon that's going to be happening on Steam, and that Sean's going to be on it, and there was with Astronauts the Best, or
yeah, like, I mean that literally sounded complete. Yeah, that was like GPT-3 quality. I really think you should update.
That's what I aspire to. That's what I aspire to. Yeah.
It was we have all just become sort of pastiches of ourselves.
Yeah, no. At no point has anyone had an original thought. It's just constantly the same slurry being remixed and poured from cup to cup. All right, so we're gonna resume.
I mean,
I
do think that like if you did like a supercut of the things we say, I think we each only say like 3 things just over and over for 8 years.
I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Excavatus.
I do.
Hobus Barus.
All right, I gotta keep going to the left. Let me see if
So the Barrow is like 10 by 5 by 3 feet.
Yeah.
This should be a short
she mentioned that like it was either round when it should have been rectangular when it should have been round.
Yeah, the second one.
Isn't that just how life is? Arr, a pirate's buried there.
I made the same joke, and we missed you.
Oh, yay! And I would have put that directly into Monkey Island. Look, it's like a pirate's buried here.
This is this just got on.
Parallax.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Dude, Collision says best use of AR I've seen so far. Oh, that's so good. All right, she says I gotta go home. It's all right. You gotta go home.
Darkness. She said, "What a terrible night to have a curse."
Oh my god.
Hobbies Barrows. Calvin and Hobbes Barrow.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that aerial diffusion.
Yeah, oh my god. I cannot see any fog ever without hearing aerial diffusion. Aerial diffusion.
Amazing.
Now, there are some cut scenes that we haven't seen yet. I'm telling you, there's going to be a cut scene AF coming
Good evening,
soon.
Mr. Crozier.
Yeah, but
Blacksmith.
Thanks again.
I'm looking forward to more of those like
It's truly
extreme
a
close-ups.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
most welcome.
You know what? I'm going to go to bed, but I first need to just ask a few people a few things.
How long have you been collecting fossils?
Gotta ask about
Ever
fossils.
since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Damn.
Indeed.
I feel like he's
Ooh, lass.
definitely
You
flirting with
collect out?
you now.
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows
Collect
of
out?
England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
Pot shirts.
No, I leave
Got
those
some
in place.
bones.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs Barrow.
Man,
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
there's one, it's small, but I think
Wow.
it's unusual in that when you do one button click in dialogue, you and the other character do a long back and forth. Like, that was one of the longer ones, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard people not be happy about that, and not this game, but in general.
I don't
you
wish
know,
to wake him up.
implied dialogue
Hello
was
again,
like
Cyril.
really hip at one
Mr.
point,
Leigh.
but now
Did
like
Mr. Long
I've seen some
convince
people
you
get
of the
irritated by
virtues
it.
of Bewley
Yeah.
Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual.
Can you imagine waking up that
You're the
angry
only
every
woman
day?
in town, aren't you?
Good evening, Miss
Base-
Bateman.
Good evening,
one of
sir.
four.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman. There are
And is that a
stones
masturbate, man?
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley.
Oh my
I'm quite
God.
capable of warding off imagined fiends.
Oh, she's so dead.
Damn.
Please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely.
I love that line. See, like,
Yeah.
there's these lines that are often used at really poignant times in movies, like, well, I've come this far. There's no turning back now. I think one of the most disarming and upsetting things is when someone who you think is just making terrible decisions starts saying that shit. And you're like, this is not that scene in the movie. I remember in college I knew this girl who would just impulsively do things that just caused the most amount of drama. Be like, oh my god,
Okay.
like what
Yeah.
what happened? Why? Is there something I don't know? And she would just go, you just have to live in the moment. And I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I
YOLO.
love the idea of just like sharing gossip that's really going to upset someone and just being like, oh yeah, I'm living in the fucking moment right now. Like, I did not get it, but I was intrigued by it. And well, I can't stop now. If you're at step 1 of 1,000, that's what you got to be doing, man. Just like
Yeah.
getting into your car. Well,
Can't
I'm going
stop.
to Vegas. I mean, at this point, I'm already in the car. I may as well. Oh, it's so good.
Goodbye.
See you
Look at
soon.
this fucking rectangle of light that is just impeding me.
Yeah.
It's
what
the
is-
sun is a perfect cube.
Oh, is that what that
Time
is?
for
The,
bed.
the cubic
Tomorrow I shall
sun?
convince Mr. Bryan
The
to allow
cubic
me to
sun.
begin
Yeah,
my
I moved
excavation.
to Minecraft. I live there now.
That makes
Miss
sense.
Bateman.
Uh-oh.
And the ray tracing can be a little intense this time of year.
Tired.
Can I buy you a drink?
So, Lee, welcome back. Mr. Tillett helped give us some nice information last time. What do we think we should do this time?
Tell him to stop drinking. Always be direct. Always tell the truth.
That is
Shouldn't
Lee's
you stop
approach to this
drinking
game.
so much.
You're beginning to sound like my dear wife. Please, Miss Bateman, I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett.
Neither can
Alcohol
I.
can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm
Yeah,
not
probably.
sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
That's junkie talk.
Mr. Tillett, if you insist.
Oh, that was an option where you actually can't
What?
say no.
Take Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
How
Okay.
thrilling.
We're an alcoholic.
To Leonard's shoulder.
Wherever he may be.
To Leonard
He's definitely
knees.
dead in that house. Yeah.
Leonard
meaning to
rocked.
ask
Yeah,
you
he's.
Yes?
Why did Leonard's shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs' Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act
Whoa.
the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally.
And she did that. We did not, by any means.
I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter,
Hmm.
his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
Oh, I guess that's right. Like, oh my God, are you a book developer? I've always wanted to be a book developer and go into book dev. You know,
I have some really good ideas for books. Can I tell you about them?
I don't understand why they just don't take Harry Potter and just mix it with Game of Thrones and just why don't they write that? Why hasn't anyone written that?
Yeah.
Like it's so hot. Like
I mean,
think
if,
people really like
okay,
it.
I
Honestly, what
like
would
your
happen
books,
is-
but I think they should be like encyclopedia length. So just like, can you publish them encyclopedia length?
If we're gonna take this analogy, I think the first thing that someone would say is, it's like, oh, you write books? Did you write Harry Potter?
That's true.
Every time.
That is true.
Every time.
Did you write the Bible? Your game
Did you write the
developer,
Bible?
Grand Theft Auto. Did you work on that game? I mean, no. Like with almost nothing else, do people do that? Not like, oh, you're married? Are you married to Jan? I went to high school with Jan. Like, no one fucking does that. Oh man.
To be fair, though, I mean, Call of Duty has the most well-known games do tend to have sprawling teams.
You see,
So-
I actually want a statistic of the amount of man hours that went into the game releases that are above a certain, quality threshold each year. Because I would love to see something that's like 30% of all game man hours went into Assassin's Creed last year. Like, I want that sort of statistic, kind of like 1% of the world's wood is used by IKEA, like one of those sorts of things. You're just like, damn,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fucking wood.
Right.
I want like 12% of all dev hours went in to Cyberpunk 2077. Like, I
Right.
want that shit, man, because I feel like when you frame it like that, something like that has to exist. It's not like it's going to be less than 1% for all these major releases. It's going to be like a substantial percentage.
Right.
Yeah.
Blow your mind.
There's no
It's-
way to capture that though. Like,
Well, I mean, the way that you would
is that
capture
not-
it is
oh.
that you would just look at the higher dates of all the devs and just when the release date was, and you just multiply, 40 times the number of weeks since they
But
were
I think-
hired.
right,
And you
but
multiply
that's-
that by
that's
50%
for the game.
because
I-
everyone's crunching. Like, there you go.
Right, but I'm guessing, Sean, that you mean you can't capture the number of game dev hours in a year
the
worldwide.
total game dev hours, I think, is difficult to capture. I mean, it depends on
Not
how
without,
you
like,
cut it
a-
off, I guess, but
Not without like a King Herod level accounting of everyone in the kingdom. Like, go to your mother's house and report your game dev hours for the year.
Well, yeah, no. See, I actually think that if you went to, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna hit next on this because I'm like so
Yeah,
engaged
let's
in the
stop.
story. Let's shut up.
We're getting too close
Find all
to
manner of
content.
riches on your digs.
Mostly
Barrow
pots
digging
and
is not all
bones.
success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine.
I mean, that
Every
sounds so
stone
fake.
carefully
Barrow.
taken down, every shovelful of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find
Fuck
a
off.
miserable remnant of animal bone or
Find
a shard
out.
of pottery hardly to
Fuck
be
out.
recognised from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes
It's a
as if
shit
some
job.
Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight.
what I
Truth
did.
is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible.
No.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And
You're
appreciative of your
kind,
drink.
Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was no but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind.
Oh, but get the image onto our screen, please.
She were everything to me.
Yeah.
We need
I'm
that
so
image.
sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Men shouldn't have feelings.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at a favourite lookout spot on the moors.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye,
That's a beautiful tribute.
aye.
They invented
Take
the
a seat
commemorative
there.
bench.
Do keep her in your thoughts.
This was
won't
the
you?
first bench.
Of course, Mr. Tillett.
I'll be with her at the Barrow.
I can
It's a
relate in
poker
some
stop
manner.
now.
My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any
He's
way.
like a viewer on
How
Twitch
dreadful.
TV.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man
Anything?
caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
The only
We
thing
all
that
have
makes
our
me feel alive
weaknesses.
is Barrows.
Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit
From
that
the
a governess
north.
should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
Damn.
I'll toast to that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another.
Wow, we're losing it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's four. That's four
This game
drinks.
plays out
The
like
frustrations of my
some sort
visit
of
to
linear
Bewley
media.
slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale.
Well, one of the things we
Bewley's
might have
Breweries.
missed, Lee, is that we
had great
we
fun
did get
that
all
night,
of our
Mr.
barrow
Tillett
digging
and I.
tools, but we got no money.
Yeah.
A
So we're
treasured
dead
memory.
broke at this point.
we'll have to Barrows them.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Oh my
Sing
god.
the song.
A horse
You're
drunk.
incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then.
Let's hear it.
I sang.
Oh my God, you can't.
I'm
Okay.
looking at the
Celts
top
and
of my head.
arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if
Hey.
a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks
Oi.
and relics rare, the priests
Ooh.
their
Whoa.
flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull.
Hey,
What a Jesus.
Yeah, like this is a great. This is just a dark father sort of moment. I gave her a rhyme.
sort
about
of Darth
skulls.
Vader.
All right, cat. Oh shit!
Whoa!
You ever start...
Careful, Link. The
did
purple moon.
Did we get ourselves into broken pieces somehow, or?
I think that we're actually in
I
Bloodborne.
don't know.
Like, I'm really excited.
Oh.
I think my Game Boy broke.
It's literally the
Hey,
guy
who's
from
that?
Brokenworth. Oh yeah.
Hey!
Up
That
close
gum,
as
you like, he's
What is
coming
this?
back in style.
Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
I'm a radio actor.
Deep down with the others. You were there. and
What?
Something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then.
She does like to say impossible a lot.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go.
I'm a tiny man with a deep, deep voice.
What?
Oh yeah.
I'm your uncle.
One more thing. This is not a dream.
Oh, that's the worst.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you walk away.
Exposcore. This literally looks like the letters
game
that you
by
receive in text
Exposcore.
quest. Yeah, like.
48 hours remain.
All right.
Is she brushing her cigarette?
Well, yeah. You know how you get the
Goodness,
ash
that
off.
was a
Why is her
terrible
nose
scene.
so long? What is going on? Oh,
Oh, that's her hair. Yeah, I was also performing
no, that's hair.
closure in my mind.
Jammed
A bush.
What's this?
I can't do the thing I was trying to do with my hair.
What the? That doesn't
There's
fit underneath a
strange
door.
stone strapped to the cover.
Cacaw.
Grr.
IAW.
I-W chicken.
Lee, I would love if you read page 1. I'll do 2. Sean does 3. Lee does
I
4.
can do
Sean does
3.
5.
Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it'll be an early night for me. I'll try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Let's get it in Casey Kasem. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in the current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness.
All right, Sean, this is going to be you.
Oh, this is me. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved nausea. Not my beloved nausea. Sorry, excuse me.
My beloved nausea. My sweet nausea. My nausea.
A tincture from my beloved's nausea gravidarum. I'm sure she'll be pleased with it upon my return.
Lo, a place of miracles. A planet seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here. But I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho, theta, epsilon, C. Ah, yeah, I see. Sure. Theta. Great. We found the code with simply the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face toward the 7th Archontic.
What the fuck?
Rat.
These are excerpts from the collection known as Aleister Crowley in Ohio.
All right, let's go, Lee.
Is this when the sun and the 2 moons meet, the goatsy shall be created? Copyright, Snake.
Okay.
I can't not see that now. Oh my god. Alright, Sean, close it out strong.
I don't want to. A dead language reveals the path. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things they have said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
Oh my god, my frame is frozen, and
I do enjoy your camera. Yeah, that's very good.
That is actually hilarious. Oh, and I wonder why my camera froze. Could it possibly be that my little brown cat snuck around the corner? All right, give me a second. Yeah, she went right to the back and just bopped the crap out of that. Doing okay, Despy? Right. All right, that's good. All right, everyone's in place. All right, here we go.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash.
Wow.
Full of
what
hogwash. Good.
Oh!
Oh,
Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
Stanley.
Stanley?
I'm expecting it to be like all the modern 3D games we've played, where you can like rotate it around like Call of the Sea.
Nope, can't do it.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
He's so
I
insulted.
certainly did no such thing.
Certainly.
Nor could have anyone else.
I would
You're the only one
never.
staying here.
What's the
I would
meaning of all
never.
this? Do you propose that it
gonna keep
manifested
playing with my
itself
hair.
out of thin air?
Well,
She's extremely defensive.
Stranger
about
things
all
have
of this shit.
happened.
All right, Lee, again.
I'm gonna. Okay.
Continue accusing. Yes, continue. Never relent. Always continue accusing someone.
We are truth and persistence incarnate.
Objects do not
Jesus.
appear from nowhere. You must have put it there.
Miss Bateman, I've never even seen this book before.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there.
There's
So-
no other explanation.
Here's the thing that I actually love about this. This is the way that information transfer worked. You just go up to a person and be like, do you know? And they'd go, I don't know, maybe it's this. And you go, could be. And that was about the most amount of resolution you got. There was no video. There was no record of things. Everything was he said, she said. And in fact, whoever said it better won. That's it. That's literally how things function.
Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
Without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Should I stay on the contents? Keep it secret? Yeah? This is your last one, Lee. Sean is going to be in charge of Thomasina Bateman from here on out.
I'm taking over.
No secrets. No secrets. Always straightforward.
Take a look.
Just lay it on the line.
It's in a book.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes.
Thanks.
But what
Have
now?
you seen anything like it?
Never.
Never. My dream said it wasn't a dream. Was only a dream.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it
Babies
about?
do not sleep soundly.
Alright.
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was,
Great swords peeked
creature.
in the distance.
A creature, you say?
yes, a short,
A little
robed
man.
fellow, eyes as
Ewok.
black as pitch.
Nobody
It
knows
told
who
me
he
that my
was
father
or
had
what
been
he
there
was
in
doing.
Hobbs Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
And that I should fuck right off.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
Alright.
What is this folk tale you
Folk
mentioned?
tale, folk tale.
When I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobbs Barrow, hence the name, Hobbs Barrow. Hob, coming from Hob
he's
Goblin,
Hob.
of course.
Hob
Unfortunately,
the
I
Goblin.
don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Stop by his corpse
Open
in
your
the
heart
morning.
to Hob.
No, he's dead.
See you
No,
soon.
he's dead. Hey, Sean,
morning, Mr.
before you
Kemp.
leave,
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
Yes.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His
still
lordship
doing
won't be
hair experiments.
pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
It's all right.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like a loose
So there's like
ponytail.
there's a sparkly over there on the right.
Is there? Can you
Oh.
collect it? Is it a rupee?
Goodness me.
What the
I can't
fuck?
budge it.
Be careful, Miss
It's a
Bateman.
pencil.
You'll cut yourself. I spent
On
all
that
morning
pixel.
trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that
What
scoundrel
is it? What?
next
What?
time he shows his face.
We are not privy to what the fuck that is.
It's just a knife in the table.
Curses.
We have our
Um,
very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
All right. What
We
if
have
I
a-
used my chisel?
Hell yeah.
That's weird
I do
too.
not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table.
What? Trowel.
I do not wish.
All right. Now,
Leverage. We need leverage. That's the key.
given that this is a modern adventure
Yes.
game, I am suspicious that it will just say to us, "You need a knife." It won't be all obtuse about it.
That's
Right.
probably
I
true.
need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs' Barrow and find out where this journal came from.
All right. So this is today's task.
Curses! I forgot I had this worm in my pocket. Poor thing is dead now.
There's a worm
Rest
in my
peace,
pocket.
Kenneth. I've just
Kenneth
noticed
the
this
worm.
matchbox is completely damp from the rain.
Were
The
there?
match is no use to
My
me
entire
anymore.
inventory is getting completely fucked.
Wait. Were there different solutions to things?
That's what that implies to me. Did we lose the? We don't have a dead worm, right?
Good
We don't-
day.
No
I'm
worm.
still setting up
Just
the
have worm
stall.
corpses.
Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, happy Monday, Waffles the dog. Thanks for the 5 subs, man. What a good
Aw,
dog.
Waffles.
Waffles. I actually met Waffles in a parking lot.
Oh.
Like
No
5
way.
years ago,
Wow.
yeah. We were both walking into the
Is
same
Waffles
beverages
a
and
dog?
more store. And
Amazing.
I was getting probably some of my usual, which would probably be Golden Drock. And Waffles' dog recommended to me a pear cider, I believe.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Now, am I anywhere near accurate, or did I just lie to everyone? Waffles the dog, you have the power. You have the gift.
You've got the touch.
Can you bring it back? Sorry. Pineapple cider. Fuck. Shit, I'm such a
Oh,
liar.
terrible.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty
Hey,
old
don't-
thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help
Well, they'd
you.
better take
I haven't
better
seen it before.
preserves of something.
Yeah, dude, like Lord
Lord
Panswick.
Panswick.
This is
What
the
do you
turkey.
know of
Lord Panswick on Trenton.
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast
A
land
confirmed
holdings give
bachelor,
many
he
a
is.
steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports.
Aye.
He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Dan.
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Dude. I want to ask him about oafish conjectures, huh?
I
What
do
brings you to the
too.
square
What the
today?
hell?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a
You're
busy day
welcome.
ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmunds, should you wish to join us later.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it
Christian.
yourself?
No, never mind. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
You're saying that a chicken is not part of Christian symbolism at all?
Oh wait, I need to go back to.
He sees a chicken and he's like, "That's not godly."
I mean, Every time I see a chicken, I'm like, this is the work of the Lord. This is an incredible organism right here, man.
It doesn't look like anything to me.
Oh, look, it's Wally.
Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the doll back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury
Fuck
her
off,
favourite
Anal.
toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
Fuck
There's
yeah.
no such thing
Hell
as
yeah.
curses either, Wally.
Go away.
Go away.
Damn.
Fuck
This
off.
is where I dug up Jane's ragdoll. Hello, Wally.
Go away. I don't want to talk to you.
I just love the idea of like a very angry red-faced child in a recording studio screaming these lines.
Hello, Wally.
Go away. I don't want to talk to you.
That's
Alright.
pretty good.
To Hobbs Barrow. Hey, don't you attack your sister. Don't do it. Don't. You're on my mouse. Yeah, that move, that was Despy's move.
Hello.
Desper's pissed off today.
Is anyone home? Mr. Bryden doesn't seem to be here right now. I should come back a bit later.
Alright, well, the game appears to be telling me this. Oh, there's
This is the
shit
game.
over here?
This is not mine to take.
Apparently, there's a goat.
Go at.
Easy, girl.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? Mm.
Not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly
The
disagreeable.
taste of butter wouldst thou like?
What is that from?
The Vitch.
The bitch.
The Vitch.
Wait,
Witch.
that's the movie The Witch that uses two V's instead of...
Yeah. The Vitch. The Vitch.
I've not seen it. Is it good?
It's really good. It's really good. It's full of like. It's actually like they used journals and stuff from that time to like write the dialogue and stuff. So it's very like, wouldst thou harvest the grains outside this morn?
This
Like,
is where I dug up Jane.
there's some great quotes. Like one of them that I always think
This is
about
where
is the dad's like, "'Tis difficult to rise on a grey day. The devil holds fast your eyelids." So like I just say that to myself.
Devil
every time
holds
it's, like,
fast
gray
your
out.
eyelids. Oh, dude, are you
The
ready to
devil
take
holds
a
fast your
verm?
eyelids.
I shall name you
Take a ver.
Take a verm.
the second.
Just fucking worm hoarding.
Wait, just took a worm.
Oh, the worm
So
in
we're gonna need to use the worm, but the game finds it like unacceptably unrealistic for us to keep a worm in our pocket for more than 24 hours.
Yeah, no, that's why there's 4 worms here, because the day is 4 days long.
Yeah.
The day is 4 days long, and the worm is 4 worms day.
Oh man, Sheriff. Dude, I am in hell with these cats. Now that Despy's healing, she's just attacking Sheriff all the time.
Oh no!
Destroy.
Bewley and Bakewell. Wasn't Bakewell where that train-obsessed man was running off to?
Wait, who is the train-obsessed man?
The guy who was supposed to look after our package. Who we got
The guy who's standing out in his yard.
in his yard, yeah. Yardman.
Yardman?
I believe it was
mean,
Yardman.
Godman.
what you think he went to Bakewell? Is he not still in the village? I thought we got him to go into the bar and get into an argument, and then he would have gone home after that.
But he was protecting the postman stuff, and the postman went to Bakewell, I think.
Oh, that's possible.
Hey, Sheriff.
Bakewell is also the journal said that, the author of the journal was coming from Bakewell.
Mr. Long mustn't be in.
Mr. Long, Mr. Price.
I've already taken my crate.
Dude, this is fucking weird.
Mr. Hand.
Hey! Can you hear this cat, man? She's just meow. Oh, God.
Most meowing.
Dude, Sean, does your cat meow? Because mine just fucking meows all the time. Just so loudly.
My
Perhaps I
cat
have
is
something in
unable
here
to
that can help me get the
meow.
knife unstuck.
My cat can only like squeak,
Oh, just
but she can squeak
I suspect the
very
I
aggressively.
could tether it. I could.
Yeah.
dude, just sheriff, just meow out till you get to the other side, okay? Dude, no one is here. No one is here at all.
It's too gray a day.
They're all dead. They're all in the Barrow.
Nobody.
They're
The
all,
road disappears
you know,
over the horizon.
worshipping
See
the
nothing but moorland.
giant, I don't know, scarecrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Got her.
Oh, okay.
We lost it.
Yeah, we
Dude,
did.
My cat children, man, I'm telling you. Some nebula says, "Oh shit, is this actually Dark City?" Ooh. Now we can't say yes or no because you know if you don't know what Dark City is, you've never seen it. Although Dark City is a pretty sweet movie. Get out of here, Sheriff. Come on.
What's happening now? Are we?
Yeah. So right now I'm wandering around trying to hunt for an interactable, a
I don't
person.
need to use the.
A person, we need to go to the church. We need to see if the lady's there. Because right now there's this lady. There's Father Roach. There's Stanley. And that's it.
Good day.
I'm still sitting
Can-
on the stall.
Papa
Come
Roach.
back later.
Can we get the
Oh, I-
camera back? Or the
There you go.
yeah, that thing. Thank you.
Oh, man, now. Dude, no one is home.
No one is home.
So there's a couple places to go look.
No one lives in this village.
Yeah, so there's nothing here. So I'm just going to start going to all the screens. And this is kind of what happened yesterday, Lee.
It's locked.
We just kind of wandered around until we found people in this
Thomasina.
small set of things. It's great.
Good morning,
We
Arthur.
did crawl into a hole and get attacked by a badger.
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
That was the thing
Yeah.
that happened.
My
Okay.
head is pounding.
You had a little red wall
To tell you the
fun.
truth,
We had
Arthur,
yes, we
I've had
redwalled a
somewhat
little bit.
puzzling morning.
Oh,
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Journal.
whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Well, Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it.
No, it wasn't me. That's for
I'll
certain.
play a trick on
Somehow I
her.
have a clear memory of last night.
All right.
It's because you
It's because I
admitted
sang.
your
I wonder who
That's
left
right.
this journal then.
That's singing.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
Anyway, did you get the name of that weird goblin last night?
Yeah. Wow, it was quite some...
Writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Fucking awful art. Holy.
Dude.
Who the hell is Mother Mildred?
This is Mother
Who's
Mildred.
Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone.
Or
in a little
witchcraft,
cottage
you know,
within
if that's
her
what you're looking
wood
for.
here. You shouldn't have too much
Witchcraft?
trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
Witchcraft.
What do you make of this stone?
Witchcraft.
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
Read this and go
serious.
skim
It's got an
stones.
unchristian chicken on it.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I've
Heretical
learned most of it
chicken.
this time. Thanks for
Heretical
listening
chicken.
to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. I see the railway
And a
station is
wonderful
closed.
time
What
was had
happened?
by all.
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No
I
trains
love
for
the
a day
name
or more.
Bewley.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
Bewley.
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's
Oh,
more to
no.
Yeah,
You
but
must
she eats
understand. It's
children,
all of the
so they
flying
figure-
around on a broomstick that she does that
Who
makes
are
people think
they?
she's a witch.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Local folk.
Hogwash.
Some
Vocals.
also go to her for
I
potions and
love how much our
spells.
character says hogwash.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Impossible
Truth be told,
hogwash.
She's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina.
She's trying
We're
to
not
make
that
endurance
backward.
potions.
Sorry, Arthur.
It's just
Only
we're
meant
not
to
that
tease.
backwards. I mean, we're a
Goodbye.
little bit, but
Alright.
like mostly forward. All right, ta-ra. All right, so up here
Ta-da.
is
Just
the
like a
stream.
Hobbit level of backwards.
Oh shit, Lord
Hello.
Panswick. Oh yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What the? Whoa.
Hello, dear.
Good day.
I've accidentally painted you into my scene.
You're very purple.
I
Now
believe
you
we
must
met.
live there forever.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
James.
Lord Panswick.
What do you know of
Yeah.
Lord
Panswick?
Pantwick.
Shit talk,
Fine
Lord
gentleman.
Panswick.
Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting? ...
I love when people say the ... like that. ...
Dot.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What
Sheriff.
makes you
Gross.
happy?
What would you like for breakfast?
Okay,
This
Sean,
is
you're in charge.
flirting?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, that you
this is flirting?
you didn't feel just
Hold
the
on.
uncanny
Wait, sorry, I'm
rush
sorry.
of
I'm so
sexuality
sorry.
there.
Have I been doing this wrong my entire life?
How do you like your
Yes.
tea? What makes you happy?
What does she have against
I'm going
Aquarians?
anti-Lee. I don't like I don't want to flirt. I ship Thomasina and that other dude.
Oh, he's
so
married?
Let's
Whoa.
lie.
What other
Let's
dude?
go ahead and lie.
Scandalous. Mr.
Late.
Tillett.
Wait,
Three
Thomasina
spoons
and
of
who?
sugar And spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
You ask too many questions. Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest. Be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze. And out of the tumbling and falling,
I hate this
a
guy.
new land rises.
Oh, yeah.
I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist.
You in a bad mood, Despy? You've been purring.
I'm very rational and logical.
Despy. Oh, she is annoyed as hell. All right.
What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the
A
ambition.
new world.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not
I bet it
complete
looks
without
really
you.
shitty.
You flatter me, James.
Jesus
Nonsense.
Christ.
Say you'll let me paint you.
What the?
And by paint, I mean screw.
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
This is not what I'm here for. I'm here
My
to
Helen of
excavate.
Troy doth protest. Don't fret, my dear.
Ew.
When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
If you say so, James.
Gross.
Do you recognize this journal?
A place to keep one's thoughts and reflect.
Is it yours?
No,
I don't know the nature of what a journal
What do
is.
you make of this stone?
it looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know Leonard's shoulder?
A man of Bewley.
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley.
A Bewleyman.
Only for the
Yeah,
visitors.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Deliciously.
That
beautiful
deserves a
visitors.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
A curt goodbye is an appropriate reaction to
Hello,
that.
Mark. I met a man named James up at the back. Do you know him?
James? I don't think so.
His manner of speaking, it doesn't sound like he is from
I
around
think
here.
that is Lord Panswick.
Oh, aye.
Definitely,
Just passing
no
through.
question.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Tara.
Hooray! Yahoo!
Yahoo. Bing bong. Oh shit! Give me those. Yeah! Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Whoa.
Link, you must take the
Thomasina,
Master
dear,
Sword.
come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
Thomasina.
Oh,
It's going to be my biggest regret.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to miss
Oh,
me?
Hate you,
Thomasina.
Daddy.
Those are strong words
Fuck
for
off.
such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Fuck off, Daddy. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Fuck off to Millsborough-on-Trent, Daddy. And that's the last I ever said to him.
All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure that what we're gonna do is we're gonna go this way, and then we're gonna go down, and then there's no longer gonna be people chopping. There it is.
Oh!
Oh!
It's the bitch.
Please, forgive my intrusion.
Everybody in the
Are
close-ups
you
of this
Mother
just
Mildred?
definitely gives me Yoda vibes.
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own
Fuck 'em.
noses off if he asked them to. I recognised you the moment I
They'd
laid
sleep
eyes
with
on you
their
at the
own
station.
elbows.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance.
Oh shit.
You have your father's eyes, Miss
Oh
Bateman.
shit.
Oh,
My father's
fuck.
eyes.
Whoa! Whoa! We're back up. Whoa! You knew Dad.
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young
You could
man.
really just say this to
Will
anyone.
That is
He
true.
was here. In Bewley.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
Ooh.
I am Bewley, he was.
25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
Hey, it was
Those
sad.
turbulent times, those bleak love affairs we had, dear father.
Why was my father in Bewley?
They were helping Samuel.
Well,
Grimes
he always
excavate
showed up
Hob's
late,
Barrow.
but he came
You
quickly.
must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all
Oh,
around
my
come
parts
to me
have a
for help with their
reputation.
ailments. Fernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your
He
mother
said
was with
flora.
child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
Adam?
The journal.
Adam the nausea.
This was entered
Oh,
in the journal.
does she have a brother?
It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Did
Journal.
did I not say that? That was my suspicion when we found the journal, was that it was her father's.
We'll count
Oh.
you as having said that.
Take
for
a look
sure.
at this.
Okay, sweet. I want that point in
A
my
passage
column.
recalls meeting a local wise woman. to
We're
seek
keeping
a
track,
tincture for his
right?
beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me.
Nausea
I made a tincture for
gravidarum.
This is
Aye.
incredible.
Oh, yeah, that's me. No,
You don't
sure.
recognise your own father's handwriting.
It's been so many years since I've seen it.
All right, show me the stone.
What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. I haven't a clue.
Aye, aw.
Perhaps it's an old folk trinket,
Aye,
or a
aye.
talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much.
Once
I only
per
met your
show, I'm
father
going to
twice.
say, I believe you'll
The last
find
time
that the
he asked
card
me if I
says
knew anything
moops.
about binding magic.
Binding magic.
Oh,
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of
Hogwash.
logic and reason. Why would he be asking about
Impossible.
such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know
You
he
know-
nothing
was
of
trying to
magic
get
and
into the
told him so.
cauldron.
He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
You know, this
Might
is
hang
something
himself again?
I find so,
Damn.
like, face-palmy about people that are interested in science, where, like, the nature of discovering things in science was going, maybe there's something going on here that we don't understand. And then continuing to drive down until you understand it in some way that is, like, repeatable and valuable. Like, the idea that someone who's interested in that is like, there's something I don't understand. Well, that's no way. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's total hogwash, man. It's like
Worse.
There is a difference between scientists and people who take science as ideology. And there certainly are people who take science as ideology, but they are generally not scientists.
Yeah, straight up.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
All right, so I bet you're
I
banned.
swear, by the end of this episode, I am going to master a new form of half-up hairstyle.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Do you think my father
I'm excited
learned
about
my
it.
Binding magic?
Thank you.
I've no idea. He didn't
I need
explain
binding
more, and
magic
I
for
didn't
my
wish to
hair.
pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. I'm sorry.
We're gonna do something in
He
the
said
Barrow
that the
that's gonna
flora here
awaken
could
Daddy.
cure almost any ill.
Almost,
Yeah.
my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Uh-oh. Let me tell you something. Anytime someone uses goblin in chat, it is immediately preceded by them going, oh yeah, goblin these nuts. Like, every single thing. There are so many of those floating around. like someone who donated to Artosis, and he has one of those bots that just reads donation messages. And it's like, hey, Artosis, what do you think about the upcoming StarCraft Brood War map for the next season, Garglon? And Artosis goes, Garglon? And the guy goes, gargle on my balls. It was so good. Oh my god.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale.
Mind
Any
goblin.
beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely.
Alright.
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you best ask him about
Oh,
it.
did
He
he?
knows more than I do.
Jesus Christ! Why is this just the history of the excavation of Hobbs
Can
Barrow?
you tell me anything
Get us in the
about Leonard
Barrow.
Shoulder?
Yeah.
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough
He's
fellow.
dead.
I see.
He's
Do you know
dead.
Lord Tanswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Ms. Walker.
They should do a game like this, but Welch.
I shouldn't enter uninvited. I can't think.
Alright.
What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal
Fucking
qualities.
awful berries,
I see.
honestly. Heirloom trash.
Alright.
Miss Bateman,
Yes.
remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Disturb the
Can't
Barrow.
say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Ms. Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Okay.
Din Mama and Papa says, imagine having a
Get
game where you
in
don't walk
the
into other
Barrow.
people's houses and steal everything they have.
Thomasina?
Yeah, man, I like
can't.
the Ultima Online
can't
experience of
imagine
housing.
I'm playing with Josephine. She can wait. This is
Can
very
we
important.
get in that barrow, please? This is like Siberia.
Dude, yeah.
Like, we're gonna enter the barrow and it'll just roll credits.
Oh, shit, I have control. Go, 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 run! Go to the right, past the hot dog plants.
What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear.
He's
I must
turned
go to
into a
Bakewell with
gazebo.
haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He was eaten by a
He's got
goblin.
off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be alright?
Of course he will be fine.
Soups
Your
dupes,
father
yep.
is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
He's in pieces
No,
on the
dear.
front lawn.
Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
All right, quickly, go, go, go. The puzzle is to just go, go. I'm gonna run.
Go, 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 go!
Oh,
Triple click.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
ah.
Okay. Oh.
Go, 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 go. Run, fucking run.
Where did Mummy go?
Where did Mummy go? Mummy never came back.
Mommy's gone. Resin. We got resin.
And then I woke up in the rock ship age.
Some resin.
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Okay, can I chisel it off?
Ooh.
I've collected some waxy resin.
Wait,
We did it.
I've collected this lump of waxy resin.
We call me waxy resin.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so is... Well, actually, let me go back into the big bad
I
badger
shan't
hole.
be visiting the badgers again.
All right.
I shan't be visiting the badgers. Like, is that like...
damn.
If you're learning English, is that a phrase they teach you? I love this fucking guy. Look at his fucking style.
Oh,
He's the only one around here with any confidence.
Yo, what up, dude?
Arthur!
That
you
fucking
made
gnome
it.
is the only
The
one who
journal
knows what he's
belongs to
doing.
my father. He was here in Bewley.
He's turning around with a horrified look. Here we go.
Arthur?
Rise and grind, Mrs. Bewley.
Hello?
He's dead.
Oh, sorry.
It's, he
I'm
got
trying
got
to
by the
remember
Blair
something.
Witch.
He was pissing.
What is it?
What are you trying to remember?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say
We
your
live
father
inside a
in
dream.
Bewley?
Yes! Mildred said that he helped Samuel
Dude, I
Brydon
cannot get
excavate
comfortable
Hobbs
today.
Barrow 25
Stand up,
years
sit down,
ago.
stand up, sit down.
I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
It's a good day for fidgeting.
Yeah.
What?
Tell Arthur about my dream.
Yeah, I guess, because the alternative is to not do anything.
Arthur?
Yeah.
I must tell you about
Yeah.
the dream I had. I was at Hobbs
Compulsory
Barrow and there was a
relationship.
creature. It told me it saved my father from something
creature.
inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the
And
journal
it was
belonged to my
animated.
father. The
Turn
creature
around.
told me
Dude,
it could
there's gonna be
help my
something with his
father
eyes.
again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur?
This is extremely creepy.
Arthur, are you listening?
Yeah.
He's just
Fine,
taking a
then.
long, long whiz.
I hope you piece together
That's
your
the one
memories.
problem I have
No, I
with
wanna.
when they face backwards in these games.
I'll leave
I
him be.
think he's a crow that just like shapeshifted.
Good day, Jim.
My dear.
That made
How
make
is your
sense.
painting coming along?
Quite well. But it needs more work. I'm aching to show you, but I must restrain myself.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Oh, yeah, she was one, my dear.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Oh, there we go. The perfect scene. The perfect scene with my little cat's leg.
It's very good.
Ah!
Oh.
Bewley. No, this doesn't look right.
It's
If
not-
I'm gonna tie my hair back with these bits, am I gonna have to actually braid them? Because that's weird. I don't like that.
Dude, is it just
Look,
me?
I'm just trying to find something.
Is it just me,
you
or is
know,
today
just trying to
just a
find-
good day to yawn? Today, I'm just comfy,
Good day.
relaxed, and chilled.
Today's a good day to yawn.
It is a good day to yawn. Watch the space bar.
I don't like this. This isn't a good look. This is sort of horse girl.
Good day.
It's giving horse
Ayo.
girl.
Oh, dude, I love
Ayo.
Ayo.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier.
Hey, can you
Oh,
get Mr. Crozier to
I'm gonna yawn.
get that knife
Alright.
out of the table?
Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Have you gone daft? How would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did this...
Shit.
Stop
time to get up.
folklore.
Are you skipping the dialogue?
Yeah, she rolled onto the keyboard and hit the skip dialogue button. All right.
She doesn't like the voice acting, or
You don't need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
oh no, he's a robot.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Huh?
Dude.
Oh, I. The
He's
old
a-
cobbler used to tell me some
Oh, I.
Swore
Oh,
he
I.
sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a
Goblin
day in
these
his life.
nuts.
Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Westworld.
Yes,
he's a
I'm familiar
Westworld.
with the
That's
cairn.
right.
Some
Yeah.
say they've
Oh, I see.
seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle.
Oh, he pulled
Can't say I've seen
a
myself,
lore
mind.
just there. I'm
don't see this.
Do
Aaronenki,
you know
and this
any other
is
stories
lore.
about this goblin?
Some say
I don't
the
have the time
Barrow.
to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies.
Yes,
I'm
you
having
do
some
actually.
trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
Oh, but then he's gonna be crowned king of England.
Oh, dude, don't you hate it when that happens? These technicalities, like Chronicles
Yeah.
of Riddick.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
All right.
I should
We're
be
getting
careful.
closer here.
The blade is sharp.
Okay, so we can stab anyone that we need to stab, but I can't. Who should we stab? Her? Should we stab her?
Good day.
I'm still sitting
Sure.
Oh, I'm...
Will this encourage you to set up your stall any faster? Poke, poke, poke.
Stab the goblin, but like only in like a flesh wound way.
I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Dude,
Oh,
this is just walk around talking to people at this point.
Yeah.
This is the game.
N
This is a
squared. N squared the video game.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those
Remarkable.
were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
Huh, don't know anything. It's interesting, though. It's interesting.
What do you know of Mother
Interesting,
Mildred?
I'll tell you what.
Fascinating.
She
Fascinating.
wants locking up.
How so?
She
Damn.
owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Dude, that's
$600 in
Miss Bateman.
pale ales.
it's kind of a crazy reality that, like, basically, if, like, again, there's no enforceability in situations like this. It's like, can I owe you one? Yeah, sure. And then you just never pay it back. I'm like, what is he gonna do?
Who is
Not
Miss
let you
Tompkins?
owe him one again
A
in the
housemaid
future.
in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's
That's
weekly
how it was
paper.
before.
I'm surprised.
NFTs
Start
were
demanding
used to track
that
all beer sales.
everybody.
Aye.
Yeah,
His
right.
lordship
Start
gets what
demanding
he
that
wants.
everybody give him jewelry before they're
Lord
allowed to open a
Panswick likes
tab.
to keep up with affairs from
Yeah.
outside of Bewley.
Aye. He has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
So I
Purely.
guess I'm gonna go back to the Barrow.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Check this area once. Nobody home. Nobody home. And then I'm gonna hit it with the doot doot like this. Over here this way. Oh,
Hello?
All right. I mean, I'll follow. Hey.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. Hey, up. Are you Thomas
Hey, up.
Bateman?
Yup.
Is that Leonard's shoulder?
Out here
Oh,
in the
dear
fields.
No.
Hell yeah. I'm hitting him. I'm hitting
Yes,
him with
tell
some of that truth.
truth. Tell that truth.
Oh, marvelous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
Bam.
Oh my God!
Nothing
It's
finding
Leonard's
you.
shoulder.
Please take a seat, Miss
I
Bateman.
was
We have
convinced
much
you
to
were dead.
discuss.
I've been with a goblin for 2 days.
You've proven to be quite the enigma,
Goblin these
Mr.
nuts.
Shoulder.
Shit.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies.
All right, I'll fix
You
my
see,
camera in a
I've been
second.
bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
The only
How
cure.
dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye, I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath.
Oh shit, dude.
Yep. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, let me. I'm just gonna turn this off. She literally just reached across and smashed the keyboard with her paw. Okay, and
amazing.
then I need to turn this off. I need to turn this on again.
She smashed
Alright.
that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, no. The thing is that she. One of the reasons why she skips is that my headphone cable. She just loves to swat at, and so she just hits the space bar all the time.
Please
Sure.
accept my apology,
Oh.
Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder.
Fine,
I've come
Mr.
all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
Oh,
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused.
What?
What journal?
My father's journal.
I know
slipped off my
nothing.
door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence.
what a ridiculous
You are
coincidence.
following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
All right, time to. You know what? Let's start with this glove.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the Plough and Furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you make of this strange stone?
We're going bottom to top now.
Carving of a cockerel.
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
Impossible.
Fucking nice.
It's a sick
Look at
journal.
He's drawing. Wonder what it all means.
You and I
Hogwash.
both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm
The
sure
hogwash
you'll
is
find
meant.
the
It's
answers
certainly a
beneath the
journal.
soil, Miss Bateman.
Wonder if
What can
it's
you tell me
related to
about the
this
previous
game.
Excavation of Hobbs
I'm doing it in
Barrow?
reverse
Oh,
order.
it were 25 years ago, or thereabouts. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife.
All
Samuel
10
Bryden
people
hadn't
who lived here.
harvested a single crop for 2 seasons.
Calamity gone and
Even
are taking
Hermann was sick.
control of the pub.
Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
The year of
Aye,
shit berries,
but
we
I
called
managed
it.
to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best
Goblin
pleased with
these
the villagers.
berries.
In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would
Hogwash.
have paid no heed to such
Horse
tales.
shit.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark
They
forces.
slurp the blight. Blight
You must
draining.
understand.
Yep.
Folk here are a superstitious lot.
They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
Who were they
And
when?
it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something.
He knows more than he's letting on.
Did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it. I mostly stayed at home during that time.
On Twitter.
The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for my liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
All right.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
None of the sort.
Don't you dare call me credulous. I don't even know how to defend that statement.
I've managed to find Hobbs Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. You'll relent eventually.
Keep trying.
Perhaps you could have a word
I
with
thought
him.
you had like a whole
A
plan.
lovely young lass such as yourself has a
trying.
better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the Barrow.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr.
The bureaucracy of the
did
excavation
you
of
invite me
Hobbs
to excavate
Barrow,
Hobbs Barrow?
Part 5.
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I was a wee fellow. Stories that
I have
some
a thing to
folk
say.
around here take a little too
Okay.
seriously.
The game's not gonna let you
Those
do
lads
that
into
for a
the Barrow
while.
I am feeling that firsthand. Okay, so this is oh Jesus, holy shit. I almost just knocked this water straight off onto my floor covered with electronic equipment and cables. Let me try this again.
Oh, fuck.
I can't believe I've done this. There's this thing that always happens in a lot of like I feel like it's a problem that occurs in horror, which is the premise at the start can be really exciting and thrilling, you know. Like in this game, hey, there's some mysterious barrow we've gone to excavate, and it seems like there's something up, and there's also mysterious things happening. Then, a lot of horror has some compelling, cool climax or twist or thing that occurs kind of like, you know, near the end. But then there's this like moment in the middle where the character is just being discouraged from like looking onward more, and like there's been enough mystery resolved and enough answers given that it's like, you know, there's some satisfaction there, but like I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, there's only two mysteries. What's going on with Penswick? What's going on with the Barrow? And also, you know, I guess what's going on with the dad, but like this is kind of the moment in the middle where I want more payoff. I want more change. I want something new and fresh and crisp to be coming along.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because I would say the thing that I am most interested, like, yeah, okay, Penswick, I guess I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
The dad is interesting. Like, that's kind of, I'm curious what's going on there because that's mysterious. I really want to know what the fuck is up with this goblin, though. Like, I'm very into like, can we figure out the goblin?
Yeah.
Mind goblin.
Which does like that does feel like it is it's a new thing that sort of like really amped up the I don't know, maybe not the stakes, but sort of like the quest, right? Like this mystery has deepened in a way that I'm interested in.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I'm definitely here for the goblin at this point.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
I don't even particularly care about the Barrow anymore.
Yeah, I'm in Goblin Town with you. I'm trying to figure out how to describe what it is I'm feeling, but there always kind of feels like this sag in the middle, where like something hasn't moved along enough. Like there's a lot of mystery and a lot of mystery and a lot of mystery, and then it's kind of being replaced with another mystery. But it's not like for me, the Barrow got replaced with the Goblin. It's not like a different thing occurred. You know, it's not like there's a Barrow, and there also is this goblin that has been seen around many of the Barrows. You know, so then it feels like there's two things. It's just sort of like, you know, did one of the Indiana Jones. It's actually the goblin we care about now, and I don't know. I want some more payoff, and if I'm not going to get a payoff quickly after this conversation, I'm gonna be pissed.
Tell me more of this folklore you
I think Aristotle should not have invented the second act.
Yeah.
Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the Barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
In play.
Thin place. The goblin were guarding
How did you know
this
about me?
thin
I
place.
saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady traveling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the Barrow?
Super duper
See
curious.
what those lads found
The most
in there.
curious ever.
My curiosity has grown over the years, and now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself.
Goblin.
Tell me more
Goblins.
about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite.
We're not gonna learn
snatching
anything.
Newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were
sort of a
friendly, there to lend a helping hand
delinquent.
in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature.
Saxnot.
I recall one such anecdote.
Saxnot.
But Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of
Saxnot.
boots to be
It's
made
hard
by
to
the
take
cobbler.
seriously.
However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler
Classic goblin. Classic Saxnot.
Colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the seal?
Saxnot.
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
He said, why the Saxnot?
What is a thin place?
Mr.
A
Bewley.
place where one can walk between worlds, where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of
Where
course.
two become one.
I had a
You
peculiar
can go
dream
to the
last
upside
night. I met
down
a
and meet the
creature at Hobbs
Goglin.
Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding,
Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for Barrow.
but there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Saxnot.
Yes.
Clear indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that,
Jesus
but
Christ.
that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria, which goes against everything he ever taught me.
Has she
Yeah, I will
not
say this
put
for this
together-
What is
game.
wrong here? This must be more
This is
than
the
a
first
mere
time that
coincidence.
I believe that I fully
Strange.
understand
I'll give you
100% of the story of a game that we've
Remember who you
played,
are, Mr.
because they have told us at least 75 times every step of the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What is a story if not repetition?
We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And
We should really
a
start
chance
the
to
game.
follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr.
Psych,
Sheldon.
I'm not showing up for nothing. Bring my glove back.
I know. I love that. He's like, it's time to break ground and start this adventure. Now I'll be at the bar.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
What?
I'm
still wondering.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence
Tell me
felt
about it.
insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard's shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my
The
dream
last
wasn't
Metroid
just
was
a
in
dream?
captivity. The galaxy was at peace.
What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father?
Oh, and Saxnot.
Oh, Saxnot.
You know his name.
I know. Well,
He's a person.
I know. Just like if Britt says that to me, and just I was wondering if that thing would walk our dog. I'm like, all right, I'll walk the dog. That's fine. I'll fucking take him out. It's fine. It's my turn.
Good day, little
The
one.
fuck are you doing here?
Hello?
What?
What's this? A fiddle bow?
Have a stick.
There's no string.
Oh,
What is this,
that's
Moomin
right.
shots?
So these are some of just the more folk that just wander around the land.
My name is Thomasina.
Okay.
What's yours?
The wild fae.
Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm.
Dot, 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 dot.
What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here?
I'm
Would you
just.
like
I
me
hope
to
this goes
waiting
on for
for her
another
to, like,
hour.
play your fiddle again? Yes?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh,
okay.
fuck!
Most peculiar.
She went to the
Perhaps I
thin
can
place.
mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair coated in a waxy resin.
We need to shave the
Strings
cat.
don't vibrate
Waxy
without it.
resin. I think you're gonna need to rosin up your bow.
Let's
And
try to use the
possibly
worm on it.
play your
Let's stretch
fiddle
the
hard.
worm on the bow. All right.
What a peculiar name. I can't.
Suck on the devil's toe.
Oh, he's not here, man.
Mr. Shoulder.
Hey! Show the rock to the chickens.
Oh, that's a great
They're
idea.
gonna eat it. They're gonna eat the rock.
I do not wish to harass the hen.
Do not wish to harass it.
The hens were subjected to harassment.
There's more details in the finance report. I always just like the emphasis on the wrong syllable is like a very upscale thing to do, man. Let me tell you, if you're middle class, you get harassed. If you're upper class, you experience harassment.
You get harassed.
Yeah.
Extraneous arch.
Oh, I hear a dog. Shave the dog. Get the violin going. Chunky Platypus would be back
If
seeing
this
something
was
another
if
character
this
in the
was
game.
a different if this was a different game, you could go order a hair of the dog at the bar and use that to string the bow.
Yeah,
I don't know what game that would be.
But Chunky Platypus will be back seeing point out something another character in the game very specifically mentioned earlier today. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder. What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
What?
others
What a
spoken of
turd!
goblins
Come
appearing in
on!
their
Come
dreams?
on!
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
This is Leonard's shoulder, right?
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
Why is he being so standoffish and weird?
Figure. Most had little to say.
What?
It's true. I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out.
Jesus Christ. How many conversations are we going to have about how nothing ever happens?
I used to come into
Yeah,
it's a village. It's an English village. This is the whole
English
plot
Village
of Hot
Simulator.
Fuzz.
But like we just talked
I've
this
still
guy.
not been able to gain permission to excavate from Mr. Bryden.
Is that so? Perhaps you could show him something that might change his mind.
How about a sharp fucking knife?
How about a little dance?
You know, okay, like literally we just had these conversations. I'm not doing
Thank you
this
for
again.
your time.
We will
Show him a goblin tracks.
Show him a mine goblin.
A mine goblin.
Alright, we're going over. See, like, if some shit started happening 15 minutes ago, I'd be like, yo, this game is lit. This game is fucking absolutely lit.
Has anything happened? I guess we met the Vitch.
I mean, we
met
got-
Mr. Shoulder, but still nothing happened when we met Leonard's Shoulder.
Our dreams got invaded by a fucking goblin.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the goblin happened. This stuff happened.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
I'm just burning all of your dad's possessions. It was a tough breakup.
Now go inside.
I'm the one-person meeting of the Midnight Society. Swoosh. Ab.
Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Anything with an X in it is definitely something that's like very, you know, supernatural. Like Sax Not and Ambrax.
Yeah. Yeah, Brax, not Sax Max.
Yeah, Galacnor. The Goblor. Yeah.
Nerd.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I...
I'll stop you
Hi!
there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no
Look at
digging
that
here,
dude.
lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow
No
me to
digging!
explain. There has been an
Hello!
astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother
Now I'm
during the
entertaining
excavation.
myself.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Aye.
I had no idea he had been here.
the answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
What about this worm I found earlier, huh?
What about this
And
rock?
no video games.
I don't think anyone really wants to see my worm.
Use the rock with him.
What do you make of this stone?
If I had
Mr.
$1
Bryden,
for every
that was
time I
strapped
said
to my
that.
father's journal?
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
You can
See, I
definitely
fucking
excavate
told you.
Hobbs Barrow
God.
now.
Wait here a moment.
It's the
I need to
spitting
get
image of
something
me,
from
little
inside.
twerky. The chicken.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realise that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me.
Some sort of mass debate with himself.
The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog.
It said, "Ugh." I shivered.
Finally, Mr.
What's
Bryden
the right to
emerged.
live delicious me?
Bob, I'm you.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
It's a single head.
What up,
Oh,
Kaz?
snake.
Incredible.
Goes.
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
And fuck all.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
Just,
I'm not.
Samuel
Condemn
managed to
us.
say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and
Yeah,
unable
did you?
to
You
talk.
didn't.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
I have a question.
Promise me you'll be
Why
careful.
do we want,
Any sign
at
of
this
trouble,
point, why do
leave
we
without
want to
hesitation, and
dig
we
in the
board that
barrow?
accursed place up again.
I mean,
Understood?
I think
You're giving me permission to excavate.
there's several reasons, Lee. One is I think we still care
Against
about the
me better
book.
judgment.
That's
I
become a
don't have the
lesser
energy to stop
concern.
you, lass.
I think we want to
so
follow in
much.
our
I am
father's
grateful.
footsteps,
Don't
since
make
that
me
is sort
regret
of
my
like
decision.
our
Take
whole fucking
Samuel's
deal.
stone.
Yeah.
And then also
Are
the
you
Dream
sure?
Goblin promised that
Give it
he
back
could
to me when you
heal
finish,
our
though.
I
dad.
promise. Thank
So we
you.
we
Oh,
need
he
to
did?
investigate
Oh,
that.
okay.
Discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
Okay,
I'd rather
that's
you
what I
don't.
needed. That's what
Now
I
then,
needed
I've
to
got
know.
things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig.
Come
Don't
on.
push your luck, lass. Market's on today.
Fuck off.
Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
All right.
Fuck off with the
And like
fucking
that,
good.
I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, the title. She said the title.
As
Let's
exciting
go.
as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah?
She's in,
Yeah, you like
she's
that?
in the barrow now. All right.
Get in that barrow, Sean.
All right. So
We
I'm
have
gonna
8
go
minutes
tell.
for you to get in that barrow.
Yeah, no. Leave it open so you know I've been there. Dude, what is going
The
on?
very
Day.
surprised cigarette salesman.
I need something insane to happen.
Joe,
I think you got to get deep in that barrow.
Don't you start an all.
Nope, no more world building. I need action.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
No more old men. All of these people could have been one character.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Marvellous. I'm sorry you've had to
Fantastic.
sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope.
Tomorrow?
But first, I need to recruit some locals
Fuck.
to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me
Fuck.
to do on my
Shit.
I
Shit.
see.
Fuck.
Bewley has its
I'm
fair
exhausted.
share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance,
not doing
Miss
this.
Bateman.
But first you're going to need to register with the city before you can hire anyone, and then you're going to have to find the proper equipment, and that's going to take...
The
Jesus Christ.
regulations that have been struck down on Bewley will be quite a feat to overcome, Mrs. Bateman. Fucking hell,
This is
man.
like realistic
Thank you for
archaeology.
your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman.
Yeah, there's gonna be an
I'm looking
interface of
forward to
us to
tomorrow.
slowly brush dirt. I mean, it.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
Oh, she must be a producer.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Good day.
Meat, vegetables,
Freshly
herbs,
picked
all sorts of
apples,
things.
miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
My
Absolutely.
cabbages!
The apple looks
Now
somewhat
you owe me
rotten.
$1.
It's riddled with holes.
The holy apple.
It's
Put
been
a worm
shot.
in it. Wait, put a worm in it, and then
the worm in
bite
the
into-
apple.
Apple looks
and bite into it.
Put the worm in the apple and then
worm
give the
has
apple back to the
found
guy
a
and be
new
like,
home
I
within
want a
the holes of the
refund.
rotten
See,
apple.
this is what I'm talking about.
Now give it to the guy, and he'll have to give you a refund.
I just think it'll keep the worm alive.
I don't wish
I
to give
believe
that
that the goal of this game is to keep a worm alive for 4 days.
Yeah.
Can I interest
Yeah.
you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county.
Twopence each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
You're fucking up.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Dude,
Hello.
please, for fuck's
We
sake,
weren't
quiet.
introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Mom?
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 No.
MTG
Mom?
Mom? Hold on. I have
Mom?
I have to get all Yeller up here.
Goblin
Alright,
needs
there
stones.
You go. Alright.
How do you fare,
Tell me about
Miss
yourself, and then we're just
Tompkins?
going to end this fucking
I'm
episode.
waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. You are in the employ
Okay.
of Lord Panswick.
Aye, he employs half
The
a beauty in
painter?
one way or another.
In the
I'm in need of some
employ
help for my
of Lord
excavation.
Panswick.
Do you think his
In
lordship
the
could lend me some
station.
of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you
Is that how that
introduce me
works?
to him?
Sorry, Mom, but his lordship doesn't take visitors.
Jesus
Road,
Christ.
I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose.
Any
Miss
road.
Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, Mom.
But
I'll take
again,
the risk.
I have
Miss Fenchurch
milk.
will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come
I'm
back
not a
without fresh
visitor. If I
milk.
have milk, I'm not a
So we
visitor.
have a deal.
Aye, bring me some milk and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thank you.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose
Jesus
will arrive
Christ.
soon.
Get me
I'll let you
out
thank
of
the
this.
I will.
Alright, okay, this.
I've never met a game so terrified of progress.
Yeah.
I don't know what you both are talking about. This is.
It's like
This is
every
great.
time we try to
This
do
is a fucking
something, someone
great
tells us
adventure
we
game.
shouldn't.
This is
No, so
100%.
then we-
This is the adventure game genre right here.
yeah, you know,
And
like
then we tell them that we're sure we want to do it, and then they tell us that we can't because we have to get the other thing, and then they're like, "Are you sure you want the other thing?" And then they're like, "Oh, by the way, your dad was here 25
Have you
years ago."
played an adventure game before?
this
Is this your first
I
one?
made an adventure game.
No, this
I
is an adventure
created
game.
one.
No, here, let me share with you what I feel is. God, my nose tickles. Let me share with you what I think is going on. Let me speak.
All right, okay,
Let
let's
me
hear it.
speak. I think that this game has a bunch of like initial mysteries and premises that are very, very intriguing. But I feel like there's kind of two things that you need to do when you're setting up a game or just generally speaking a story with this kind of atmosphere. You need the intriguing premises, but then you also need to start giving some information and some material plot mechanisms that can allow something interesting to occur later. Because otherwise, there's actually just no action for anyone. It's just wandering around, getting some mysteries presented and reveals happening. And it's like this part right here, where it's just a little slow. I feel like, well, we needed to learn who Mildredina was, whatever her name was, the witch. We need to learn about her. We needed to meet Leonard's shoulder and learn some things. We also got introduced to the idea of this goblin. Like, we've been introduced to new things, and good old Mr. Tiller is acting a little funky there in the woods with his back facing us, trying to remember stuff. And now we have to get milk, and it just feels like we've been edging for 2 hours. Like, it just feels like there's this more build-up, and I now see that there's been some build-up, and the reward for solving the puzzles that we're about to solve is some cool stuff. Like, I'm not rejecting this game or saying the game is bad. I just feel like slowness is happening right now. And if, like, 30 minutes ago, some dope payoff shit happened, I'd just be like, oh, yeah, 10 out of 10.
I mean, I do. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
talking about this being like the adventure game genre, and I do actually think there's some truth to that. But more than that, this is the gothic horror genre. Like this is what gothic horror is. Like if you don't like edging, then find your own way back. Like,
Yeah, what you need is action horror.
I mean, look, this game went up against Return to Monkey Island in a lot of categories for the Aggie Awards and like Golden Joysticks and so on. And
Monkey Island won them all, right?
you know, Monkey Island will be definitely one PC game of the year on the joystick. So
listen, don't get me wrong. This is no Monkey Island. I am not making the claim that this is a fucking Monkey Island. I am not saying that.
Well, but this
is an adventure game. I will say this is an adventure game.
This is you're absolutely right that this is the game. Like, this is the game. And you know what? I shouldn't judge this game because I don't like to judge video games before they start. So. But as soon as we get into that Barrow, I'm gonna start my stopwatch. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Just as soon as we start the excavation of Hob's Barrow, that's.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because, like, you know, I can, because your comment, this is the genre. It's kind of interesting in terms of, like, what are the minutes spent with this media? It's going to give some sort of payoff. Like, I even had a discussion with one of my friends who's like, I just fucking hate romance in stories. Like, I don't know what we're doing. We're making no progress. It is not pleasing or entertaining to me. And so we were having this discussion about how I actually find it really compelling when there is something that forces them, the male and female lead, to, like, be in the same scenario together, but there's something that prevents them from being able to communicate their feelings openly. So we just get to see them kind of giving each other looks. I'm all in on that shit. My friend was just like, dude, nothing's fucking happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, in this, I can imagine, hey, there's been a mystery presented. And what do I want? I want clues. I want progress towards that mystery. But this game, instead, seems to be steeping us more in the world and the mythology that everyone around it feels and what their personal relationship is. And it's like building out the identity of this town. And it is well done. It is rich. But, like, I am the kind of person who's like, okay, but, like, where's our progress? Where's 20% of clues discovered, you know?
I mean, I genuinely, I really think, like, you got to relate it back to, Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. Like, nothing fucking happens in that book. It's all mood and revelation. The Turn of the Screw is all mood and revelation. Like, it's not about plot. I think that this is genre convention.
Yeah.
But, like, doesn't it seem like we're just having the same 5-line conversation in several different screens with different characters?
No, I think we're pushing against these, like, these mystery walls. We're pushing against, like, why does nobody want to talk about these things? What is everybody knows this story about, or everybody knows a different story about the folklore of the Barrow. Nobody wants to say it. And we keep sort of, like, haranguing these different people until they reveal a little bit more information that, like, opens up this world gradually. There's no clues. There's just having the same conversation with these people until you get the whole story.
Yeah, I think that also, too, if I were doing this alone, or any normal person were doing this alone, this would have taken an hour, but took us 2.
Right.
And that's another thing.
I feel like literally what we've been doing this show is like it feels like we just talk to another person in a gray jacket who tells us our dad was here, maybe that there was a goblin, that we can't excavate the Barrow, we shouldn't excavate the Barrow, or why people might think we shouldn't excavate the Barrow. Like, it feels like that's the conversation we had, like, 5 times tonight.
Well, okay, and I think that, okay, maybe this is a better articulation of what I was saying earlier. There comes a point where, okay, so last episode and the one before then, it wasn't clear that we were going to be able to excavate the Barrow. It wasn't clear that we were going to find the Barrow. It wasn't clear that that is a place that we were going to go. And again, I feel like this is the start of a lot of horror where it's unclear what the heck is going on, and getting some clarity as to what the heck's going on in, like, Act 1 is a lot of horror. But now we're at the point where we know that we're going to excavate that Barrow. We know for a fucking fact. We walked up to it. And it's just like, are we going to get to do it? And the answer is obviously yes. very clearly, abundantly, obviously, we're getting in that fucking barrow. And everyone's just keep being like, I don't know if you want to know what's fucking in there. I don't know. And it's like, it's a different kind of, you know, weenie being dangled in front of me. Where it's like, is this going to happen? And it's like, well, obviously, yes.
But
I'm having the Siberia problem.
No. It's even more than that. It's more than that, Sean, because like obviously, yes, we're gonna get into the barrow and we're gonna excavate it, but also we've received messages, we've received missives from the future. We've been getting this voiceover from Thomasina, having gone into the barrow, talking about how bad it all went. Right. So the whole game is, right? What? Yes. Yeah.
Did that happen tonight?
Yeah. There was a bit tonight. I think there was a bit. Well, there might have been last week when you weren't here.
Well, yeah, but
there's been a couple times.
Oh,
at least.
Tonight was it the thing where like the guy went into the house and then it was like black screen and it said like, he was in the house for a long time, and like I thought that was just I thought that was just a one-off cutscene where it decided to like tell us about.
No, there's a whole bit where she's talking about like he never should have let me go. So I think the game is like, what is going to go wrong? Like, how is this all going to go so badly? Leonard's shoulder is like dead. He's missing. Where'd he go? He's dead somewhere on the moors, or he's dead in his house, and we're gonna find his body. Oh no, he's still alive? Well then, what is going on here? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I thought I was putting the pieces together, but it's jumbling them up again. It's like, it's a fucking slow burn. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not an action movie, but like, I do think that it's doing a really good job of playing into the genre conventions of the genre that it has placed itself in.
And I will say,
I don't know.
By no means do I say. Well, also, Lee, you were not here for the previous episode where a bunch of shit happened.
That's true. There was stuff that happened last week.
You've got no emotional.
But like, you gotta remember too that I'm a person who like, I think that Myst has like pretty quick storytelling. So like, it's not that I'm all about the speed of the thing. It's just the repetition. That's like, why are we? Just like, why?
And also, again, just for those who are providing various perspectives and defenses in chat, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the following. I know this for me. I think for my co-host as well. It is not that we are saying that there is something bad and that the game is bad. You know, and just trying to explain why the game is bad. But rather, it's like there is some small bit of friction.
Sure.
And again, I'm absolutely ready to keep playing and like, you know, maybe it would be one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, that part, it's a little slow, but you got to keep going. You know, like maybe it'll be one of those kinds of moments in the story. But I find just going, some of that is there's a little bit of friction there. Why on earth is there friction there? And just trying to figure out how to describe it, I find to be a really interesting and engaging activity. Because if there's a 10 out of 10 work that has a friction there, it's so much easier to go, this was terrific, that was great, and this is good. What was it about that thing, even in a 10 out of 10 game? Like, what is it? How do I describe what that thing is? So it's like the number of minutes spent talking about the friction element is way less than the number of minutes spent talking about the quality element.
Right.
Which kind of misrepresents that, we mostly didn't like it, which I don't think is actually true.
Yeah, I think that's totally true. And I also think, I mean, you know, this is fundamental to what we learn about making games, at least at USC, is that, you know, players' reactions to games are valid, right? Like, you play this game, you have a reaction to it. That is true. That is real. And understanding sort of where does that reaction come from and how do different players' reactions differ and why. I find that really interesting. I really enjoy interrogating this and trying to understand, like, where does this come from? What is the game doing that is causing this kind of thing for us? I think that's really cool.
Fuck yeah. Since we're a little bit over, Leigh, any final thoughts, both about the game and about your playings with hair?
I mean, I think just in this moment, I may have found something.
Oh my god!
And this is very simply the same sort of half-up thing I was doing before, but I used to gather it back down to the base of like the skull, whereas now I've put it up much higher.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Do the high knot, hell yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. Because then it also has a little bit of... I might be able to get a little bit more height here somehow.
Oh, yeah.
So that's paying off.
Poof, a little bit of a royal poof.
A poof.
Well, in that case...
Nice work.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week for more excavationing.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Bye. Bye-bye. Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Actually, let's play. This is the game. There we go. This is a good way to close out. There it is.